So?
The ankle monitor is irritating him. He came all the way from Memphis to get this out.
Sorry, is it hurting you? Really?
Your Honor.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Let me express my disappointment with you, Mr. Williams. You were on probation for a DWI, and you have now picked up a DWI third and an unlawful carrying of a weapon. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
August 28th, 2024, a traffic stop was conducted on a vehicle traveling 43 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone. The officer observed red, watery eyes, slurred speech, and smelled a strong odor like a perfume, which was an indication to the officer of masking an odor. The officer ran the defendant's driver's license and found that it was non-eligible with a mandatory suspension from a DWI conviction active until 3/2022. Defendant did not have an ignition interlock. He was driving his licensed vehicle. The defendant denied drinking. Arrest for driving while license invalid. An inventory search conducted by the officer found an unholstered handgun under the driver's seat, a cooler with ice cold beer cans in the trunk. Also, the officer observed an odor of alcoholic beverage on the defendant. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted and they saw 6 out of 6 signs for the horizontal gaze test, 7 out of 8 for walking turn, and 4 out of 4 for the one leg stand. Also, the defendant consented to a breath specimen which blew 0.105 and 0.103.
Mr. Williams, I'm going to have you sign with me today. Well, first off, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now having you sign an affidavit with me today, promising me that you're not going to drive. If you do, I will have a contempt hearing. Guess what else happens now, Mr. Williams? Take a wild guess. What happens now? You're on probation for DWI. You were ordered to have an interlock. You're driving a car without an interlock and with alcohol on board. Guess what happens? Guess what happens? I'm now issuing a warrant for your arrest, and he goes with you. And I'm now going to set your bond at the same thing that the felony is. I need him to sign this affidavit though before, please. What are we doing?
He's pleading time served to the racing and they're dismissing the unlawful.
I don't know if I'm gonna take that. Martin, just got a racing dismissed, not what, and now he picked up another one? And
Admittedly, Your Honor.
why would we do this?
Your Honor, he works in, what is it, construction? In construction.
So?
The ankle monitor is irritating him. He came all the way from Memphis to get this out.
Sorry, is it hurting you? Really? So sorry.
Your Honor, it is a conviction. My client is going to get a conviction for this, and he just wanted to resolve it so he could get the ankle monitor off so he could continue his job without his foot swelling up and getting rashes, Your Honor. The footage, unfortunately, does not include the dash cam where the alleged racing occurred, so it would be possibly a trial case where it would be our word against an officer's word, but my client just wants to resolve this as soon as possible, Your Honor. So I would respectfully ask that you accept the plea bargain that we worked out with the state.
And the problem is, and Mr. Trejo, you had one dismissed before. Nothing happened. And now you've picked up another one. So what happens now? What have you learned? Not a damn thing. So what if you get out there and kill someone? I don't want that blood on my hands.
Your Honor, he has learned, me and him have been in constant communication regarding this case. He has learned that he does not want an ankle monitor on his ankle ever again. And I do believe that my client has learned his lesson from this and will not come into contact with your court again.
Oh, Martin.
Your Honor, he had to drive all the way from Memphis to get this.
More road with somebody and drive.
Well, he came back from Memphis for this plea, Your Honor. If I would have known that you were going to accept it, I wouldn't have advised him to come down.
Driving here, and I had him.
I misspoke, Your Honor. He got a ride from Memphis back here. I meant he traveled via road. I didn't mean that he drove himself, Your Honor.
How did you get here, Mr. Trejo?
A coworker, they were coming down to Houston and I rode with
Where is
them.
this coworker now?
He should be going back to Memphis already. I'm supposed to catch a flight back to Memphis.
I don't know, Martin.
Your Honor, he's gonna have a conviction on his record.
So, what does he learn? You know, I mean,
To not come back in contact with Judge Fleischer again.
you know, Mr. Trejo, the legislature has made it very easy for district attorneys to seize cars for people who continue to do this kind of boneheaded stuff. This now makes two for you. What do you think is going to happen on the third?
The car.
Right. Guaranteed, they will seize and take your car from you, whatever you're driving. So if this conviction is not enough incentive for you, I'm telling you, from now on, if I ever see you here again, I will bring the pain. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. You will be paying the court costs today. If you don't pay it, I'm going to put you in jail, $100 every day that you owe. And I'm also, are you appointed?
No, Your Honor,
Retained?
retained, but we're on a payment plan. And I did take a nominal fee to start the case, but because he's been in constant communication with me regarding the ankle monitor and the injury, I was okay with disposing of the case and just going ahead and calling it even, Your Honor.
I will be forfeiting the weapon. You're not going to get it back, Mr. Chair.
He understands that, Your Honor.
And I'm telling you now, you ever come back to me again here, it will be a minimum of 90 days in jail. I will not take anything under what they charge at a minimum. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up the right to a trial. Once you plead guilty, you can never undo this. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be required to pay the court cost. And I want to make a notation on it, on the judgment itself, so that if it ever comes back here and you fail to pay, you will be ordered to go into custody for every $100 you owe. It's 1 day in jail that you'll be doing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of racing on a highway? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. This will not happen again. Do you understand, Mr. Trejo?
Yes, sir.
Allegedly, someone can do this to their 80-year-old grandmother who allows you to stay at her residence or they live together. And I just don't see this. I have trouble grasping my mind around why anybody would want to do that to their grandmother.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right, what's your name, sir?
DeAndre Smith.
People said Michigan versus DeAndre Smith. All right, court order not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Smith. The complaining witness is the 80-year-old grandmother of Mr. Smith. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, just a bond recommendation, Mrs. Coyle.
My bond recommendation is twofold. I'm asking for $150,000 cash surety, tether house arrest, but not at her home. As you can see, he pointed a gun at her, telling her, "Don't move, I'll kill you." She had to sneak out of her own house. She then goes and makes a statement to the officers, and she says that she fears for her life because her grandson has threatened to kill her multiple times. She says she is wakened up by him pointing and standing over her, pointing a gun. I do note that on the 19th, there was a search warrant that's executed at the house. There's 4 guns, ammunition, holsters, magazines found. Highly dangerous, Your Honor. I also note, which I'm surprised that it's not on the the docket, he does have an resisting and obstructing that is been signed based on that search warrant execution. In fact, he didn't answer the door and he resisted arrest. So that warrant should be coming in tomorrow then. So I'm asking, based on the dangerousness to the complainant, Ms. Smith, as well as to the community, and also backed up the fact that multiple guns were found in the home, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Reagan, I have 2 questions for you before you make your argument. Number 1, does he have an alternative place to stay? And number 2, is he working?
Mr. Smith, you have somewhere else to stay?
No, that is my only location to stay.
Only location, and he's not working, Judge, as at the present time.
Okay, Mr. Reagan, make your argument.
Judge, so, obviously, the allegations are pretty simple. There's no physical assault made, but there's alleged that there was a gun pointed and statements made. No grabbing, no pushing, no shoving, no hitting, just a allegation. I don't know, his grandmother is 80 plus, Judge, so I don't know, the state of mind that she might have been in. My client's 34, he's lived here his entire life. That was his home, Judge, that's his home. I don't know of any other criminal history that he has encountered. I'm gonna for a personal bond at this time, Judge, and whatever conditions the court wishes to impose. I think in this particular case, I'm gonna ask the court for a personal bond.
He has no place to go by his own admission, right?
Well, that is his home, Judge, that's correct.
Okay. All right. Court, haven't heard argument as to bond. This is a very, very serious allegations, and what's particularly troubling to the court is how allegedly someone can do this to their 80-year-old grandmother who allows you to stay at her residence, or they live together. And I just don't see this. I have trouble grasping my mind around why anybody would want to do that to their mother at all. An 80-year-old woman running from him allegedly because of fear. And that is a bona fide fear. And she's fearful because you're allegedly dangerous to her. And I find you a danger to the community and to her. And for those reasons, I find that on the doctor recommendation of the people, $150,000 cash surety bond, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons while this case is pending. No contact with Lena Smith. You cannot go back to the Lindsay address. If you're able to post bond, it'll be a GPS tether house arrest. Due to the holidays, the bond redetermination will be next Friday. Mr. Smith, do you have any questions regarding your bond conditions and/or court dates?
I don't have any questions, but I do have a few statements, if I may.
Not time for statements. You don't have any questions, step aside.
And they're reporting you. If you do have the right to remain silent. Understand you have a right to speak, but understand they are recording you. So anything you say, they can be held against you.
Okay, I understand that. So I'm going to say this, all those allegations are completely false. You know my work history, you know my history entirely. I'm in the security industry and law enforcement reserve, and I have been completely armed since I've started my career set. This is completely fallacy. Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith,
Yes,
Smith,
sir.
I entered a guilty plea not guilty plea on your behalf. You presume not guilty. This is not the time nor place to make a statement. Step aside. Have a good day.
And Judge, I think
Yes,
I don't want to say dementia. I don't want to say the word dementia, but I want to say that these statements, he never grabbed her, he never snatched her, he never put
Okay, Mr. Reagan, that's a fact-finding issue for the upcoming court dates. I'm not here to determine the facts. I'm just here to determine what the appropriate bond is, and given the factual information in front of the court. He is still presumed innocent. You'll have your day in court. Step aside, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all so very much for watching to the end. Please subscribe and drop a like if indeed you did enjoy. I hope so. Until the next time, I'm off to feed those cats. And if you want to see another cool episode of mine without all the mandatory stuff, then click on the episode on screen now